Well, I'm an entrepreneur and this is my latest project. I've been in love with boats all my life. I have a yacht myself and I have a captain's license. So I love living on the sea, traveling the sea. When I heard about the World, which was the first residential ship ever built, I really was intrigued by that idea of having a real home on a big ship that travels the world and seeing the world from a completely different angle. Then, recently this opportunity came up when I met the team around Alain Gruber, who had just been freed up from another project, and I knew these are the best people in the world to realize something like that. And this I saw as an opportunity to actually not just buy a place for myself, but build it myself.
I was contacted by Frank, and we known each other for quite a few years, so we started talking about it informally. Frank called me up, said, "Yes, we have time for coffee," and I said, "Yeah, sure, let's meet somewhere." And, "No, I want to meet in your office," which was kind of, because we're friends, so I wouldn't expect him to want to come and see me in my office. And then he came and we laid out the plans for what it was about to do. Part of the team was already in place, and he asked us if we would be interested in joining the team and helping in laying this vessel out and shaping it. It's very different from what we normally do. We do custom yacht design, also more and more kind of production boats as well, smaller boats. And we've been involved in some large commercial ships, but this is not really a cruise liner. This is a residential ship with rather few people on board compared to its size, because the apartments are vast, very, very big. So yeah, it was a challenge, something different, let's do it. So we got in there and we set up the team, and that was about a year ago.
We are the lead designer of the interior, so it means that we combine all the experience that the residences will have outside and in the public areas. So first of all the residences will be unique. So we have different kind of layout. One of the key points of the project is the connection between inside and outside. All the residences will have terraces, and they will experience in all different areas of the amenities an extension of their homes. Imagine that on board we have amazing 7 restaurants, we have a sports area, we have spa. The idea starts from the public areas having different kind of garden. We will have an air garden, which is the lobby. We will have an earth garden. The earth garden will be the culinary experience with the restaurant, but not only the restaurant, also a gourmet market. The gourmet market will collect the food while you are traveling around the world. So, I mean, designing something so special was a big challenge, of course, because also another important part is the spa. We call the water garden. Imagine we will have a Chenot spa. Chenot is not only a spa, it's a way to live, it's a lifestyle. And water feature like 3 pools, 2 outside and 1 indoor pool, and a huge, let's say, wellness area, gym, 2 paddle courts indoor, and beautiful marina.
The community is really important. That makes it different from a yacht where you're on your own, you can invite some friends, but here you have really interesting other people on board and you can share this experience. But you can be on your own, so you have both options.
I live in Monaco and I've been living here for nearly 20 years, and it's a very small city or country, but we have a very eclectic and cosmopolitan population. And this is, and Frank as well, I think this is kind of a floating version of that. I think here we're about 120 nationalities in Monaco, living here, residents. Here we will have about 132 residences. We may not have that many nationalities, but it will be a good big mix. As we see it here, that's a very pleasant community. People with very different backgrounds, but have something in common, that they like to live on the sea, like myself.
Creating a community of family that they want to spend minimum 3 months on board means that you are considering certain activity, like for example the educational. So there will be an education center, so if you are bringing your kids on board, they can have education on board. We have a youth center to entertain the teenager, for example. So the idea is not only to have a destination for your vacation, but really a home away from home.
There are more harbors than one would think that can accommodate a ship like this, like Sydney Harbour, for example. We designed the ship to be able to go in Sydney Harbour. Or Manaus at the top of the Amazon River. We can go there. But there are numerous tenders, of course. You can go on board by water, but we have 2 helicopters permanently on board, so we can fly in, fly out.
Normally you start kind of working, we were working with Jean-Louis here, and he already had done a kind of a starting point for a layout. So we analyzed that together with them. And then you kind of work from the inside out, creating the volume distribution and the heights. And one thing which became very apparent early on is that this is going to be a massive ship. And I was concerned about trying to avoid that being too obvious. So trying to making sure we create like spaces here, which is an intimate, smaller little piazzetta, which you would be very happy here with 20 people here, you wouldn't feel lost in space. And you have numerous spaces like this on board, so that wherever you are, you'll feel intimate, like on a yacht, despite the sheer size of the ship. For example, up here you have this forward-looking bow lounge. You can be 4 people there, 6 people. You would feel perfectly comfortable. You wouldn't feel like you're lost in a big empty restaurant. And we have this spread all over the ship. As far as external appearance is concerned, you may see that every second deck is painted dark, and we have solar panels here. And the idea with that was to try to trick the eye to think that when you see her at the distance, you only kind of read the decks where the white decks are, and you think that this is the height of the deck. In fact, there is another deck in between everyone. As you get closer, you will obviously realize that it is bigger. And of course, the aft ship, where we have the beach club, we have stepped it down to be close to the water, and we also have the inflatable section of the beach club to make sure that we're moving it a little bit away from the ship itself, so it's not kind of intimidating. And the ship, you can see the volume distribution at the back. It's coming gently down, so you don't have like a vertical wall right on top of the beach club. So again, to try to create what you would expect to see on a yacht.
The residence can be customized by some decorators. So of course, because each person is different, and probably they have their own taste. The way that we will use the material will be very respectful of the nature. So we don't want to for example, to use too much chemical. The connection I was saying about with the outdoor areas is so important. As you can see here, we have a beautiful outdoor pool, which is protected by the wind. Of course, you can enjoy the outside. You can breathe, or you can relax. So there is, for example, the possibility to walk around the vessel in a very continuous way. So because of course maybe in the morning you want to have a walk of some kilometer. So these are things that we are considering to make this environment sustainable, livable, enjoyable by our customers.
And I'm sure that friendships will be created here across the many nationalities and backgrounds. So this is the idea, and without perhaps the hands-on hassle that many yacht owners have in organizing their yachts and crews and schedules and technical pit stops and so on. So that's taken care of by Ulyssia AG and the crew on board.
Oh, I love traveling, I love discovering, I love being with great friends and people. So I think all these aspects that the ship offers are what I like about it. Yes.